Good morning. My name is Daryl Henry, and something was on my heart today. I went around to a couple of schools yesterday because I coach basketball, and I was just observing some of these young African American males in these schools with their pants sagging, with their attitudes, and you can't tell them nothing. And they get an attitude when you try to, hey son, why don't you put your pants up? You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me, well, you ain't my daddy, and all these things. And I just wanted to let you know how your actions and your reactions could dictate your outcome, and it could be either in a positive or a negative way. I'm gonna give you two examples, and these are examples that I've gone through. So I'm not just speaking out something I read of a book. This is something that I've gone through, that I've learned throughout my years. When I was 17 years old, I joined the United States Navy. One of the best things I could have ever did in my life. But as a young sailor, I had a lot of things I had to learn. And coming from the inner city, which I was living in Compton and LA and gangbanging and drug dealing, I did all that stuff. So I had, sometimes I had this little chip on my shoulder. But I quickly had to learn to, wipe that chip off my shoulder. So my first example is when I was on my ship for about 6 months, we had this new lieutenant came to our ship. Well, he was there for about 2 weeks. His first week was, was training. The second week, he really got to, come out and talk to the guys. But during that time, it was our evaluation time, and it was up to him to give us our evaluation. Take it, he only been actually working on hand with us for about a week. So he gave me an evaluation of a 2.0. Now, a 2.0 is equivalent to basically the next step down is being kicked out of the military. It's the worst that you can get. Your military record is basically tainted at that point. And I'm asking him, so sir, you only worked with me for a week. How could you, give me an evaluation? I have a wife, and I'm trying to make a career out of this. And he didn't care. He did not care. He just said, you know what? From my observation for this past week, this is what I'm considering you. You can appeal it. You can do all this. You can do all that. Now, at that point, I could have done either one or two things. I could have reacted the way he wanted me to react and say, F this, man, that's messed up. Throw my paper, get out of here. You can't be doing this to me. Or I could sign it, go about my business, and go work my butt off. So what I did was I signed the paper. Hard-hearted. I didn't even want to tell my wife I got it because I just didn't want to tell her. But for the next 6 months, I worked with this guy, and I never had an attitude towards him. It was there. The thought was there. Why did he do this? But I never had attitude towards him. I just worked, and I worked my butt off the same way I always did. So we actually got to know each other a lot better, and we actually started hanging out a little bit. And one day when we were in the Philippines, he came up to me in the bar, and he was like, "Petty Officer Henry, I am so sorry. I do apologize for giving you that eval." And he kind of started crying a little bit. He said, "You might not know it, but this is the first time in my life I've ever worked with an African American, or with African Americans ever in my whole life. I was raised on a farm. I was raised by my grandparents and my parents, who taught me that I was better than you guys, that blacks were lazy, that they couldn't learn." And that's what I actually thought when I got on that ship. And I do apologize, Petty Officer Henry. And we became good friends. My next evaluation was a 4.0, which I should have gotten in the beginning. And my career, kind of advanced from there. But I just wanted to tell you that because my reaction dictated my outcome. My reaction wasn't a hostile reaction. My reaction had to have some thought behind it. Okay, what should I do? Now, when I do this, what can happen? You have to think about these things before you just blurt out stuff out of your feelings. You have to really think about that, because they want us to react hostile, because that's what they think about us, that we're a hostile people. So we have to understand that. So think before you react, and continue to prosper. Continue to do the things that we know you can do. And that's all I got to say. Thank you.